Hi, it's Andrew here from Underground Training, and if you want to talk to somebody that knows how the industry works, the phone number's at the end of the video. In today's weekly job hunt and mining information video, we are going to go straight into the secret to getting a mining job and talking about where those jobs are, because there's a lot of people wasting a lot of money chasing jobs where they used to be 2 years ago when the whole industry was booming, but now the whole industry isn't booming because of the downturn in lithium and nickel. You need to prioritize your jobs on the gold and copper mines. So what's the secret to getting in? Well, the secret to getting in is to giving the employers what they want, somebody that knows how their mine works, and go where they need new starters. And that is in all the hard rock underground gold and copper mines around the country, and it's also in surface exploration. But be warned about surface exploration. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. You've got to like camping if you're going to be a driller's offsider on the surface, because that's what you're going to be doing. Whereas if you want to jump into the underground side of things, you can become a diamond driller offsider, and you'll go into a camp where somebody will make dinner for you every night, and you get your own room with your own ensuite and all that sort of stuff. If you go surface exploration, sometimes you'll be lucky enough to be in a camp with facilities like that, but the majority of the time you'll be in a caravan where you'll be responsible for cooking for people yourself. So the secret to getting one of these mining jobs at the moment is to go where the employers need people, and like I said, that's in hard rock underground, and these are all the hard rock underground gold mines around the country that actually need people, and copper mines around the country that need people. So there's lots of places around to get jobs. You just have to type underground into Seek to see all the jobs come up. You can go through them, and there's lots of work all over the country. But the secret is education. The employers all need somebody that they can throw in the deep end. So it's really important to learn how the employer's mind works. A lot of people get caught up thinking that that's learning how to drive a truck, when it's not. Teaching you the practical side of the jobs is really easy. Nobody struggles at that. What everybody really struggles with is the theory. And so if you can walk into the interview and you can talk to them about refuge chambers and stench gas, and tell them what the cap lamp signals are, and then tell them what a heading and what a stope is, it just puts you 6 to 8 weeks ahead of everybody else that they're interviewing for those jobs. And that's how people get work through us. But we're not a tick and flick course, we're an old-fashioned study course. You've got to learn the information to be effective, but if you do learn it, you've got a way to communicate with the foreman and a way to get yourself a job. And that's the secret to getting a job. It's all down to you just being able to show the employers that you've learnt the information and you communicate with them from day one. Because the biggest problem, like I say, is people not knowing how it all works and bringing people up to speed and not knowing what they're getting themselves into. One of the shittiest things about the shift boss job used to be the first day that they'd have people on site, they'd used to get the shift boss, whoever it was, to run them down the hole to see who the hell freaked out. And for those that have been long-time viewers on the channel, you'll all know my story about the one person that tried to jump out of the ute on me when I was going down the pit with them for the first time. But, you know, there's varying degrees to that. And one of the reasons why we wrote the training is we just got sick of taking people underground for the first time and having their eyes roll into the back of their heads and freak out because they don't know what they're looking at. Whereas if they get somebody that's done the training, like the DIY package or our 3-step plan package or our Workready package, then that means that they can get somebody that they can throw in the deep end, and instead of freaking out on the first day going underground, it becomes a great big game of I Spy because they know what they're looking at. They're not freaking out. Everybody else that's in the ute with them that's going down underground for the first time, their eyes will be rolling into the back of their head because they don't know what they're looking at. But the people that have done the training, it all becomes a great big game of I Spy. And that's what the employers are after. They're after people that know what's going on. And if you type underground into Seek, like I said, there's jobs everywhere. There's entry level in South Australia, nipper job in WA, nipper job in Queensland, truck job in Perth, entry level job in New South Wales, expressions of interest in New South Wales, entry level job in WA, truck driving job in Queensland, Agi driving job. There's just work all over the country, but what they need is they need people that know how their mind works and people that can communicate with the other people on their crew, and you can be left alone to get on with it by yourself. And the easiest way of doing that is learning how it all works. If you can show them that you've done the training and you know what's going on, then that's the way you're going to get yourself your job. I look at a lot of people that are trying to get jobs around the place. They try and jump in with utilities and shutdown work and all that sort of stuff, and 18 months ago or 2 years ago, that was fine because everything was going off and there was work all over the country. Now, unfortunately, nickel's fallen into a heap. The coal price is just over $100 a tonne, which will make a lot of the coal mines, or is making a lot of the coal mines iffy. The iron ore price is well under $100 a tonne now. Not that that really matters for jobs, because all the iron ore jobs got replaced with driverless trucks there a while ago, so there's not that great jobs going in iron ore. Where they actually need people are in the hard rock underground gold and copper mines around the country and surface exploration. Like I said, with surface exploration, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So I'd be concentrating my search in the hard rock underground space. But the easiest way and the secret to getting your way into the door is to be able to show up and talk to them about how it all works. When they work out that you know what's going on, it changes the goalposts completely. And like I said, there's work all over the country. And you just have to go through it, and you go from page to page. And the more you go through it, you'll see that it'll move from nipper and truck and offsider jobs, and then the charge up and the bogger jobs and the jumbo jobs will start, because there's that much demand for people at the moment in our side of the industry, in the gold and copper mines. Nobody's looking for a job on the same level. So if you're a truck driver, you're looking for a service crew job. If you're a service crew person, you're looking for a charge up or a bogger job. Same with pace crew. Everybody's trying to advance, and obviously those people that are on charge up and boggers are trying to get onto the long hole and the jumbo. It's just a natural progression of things. And when there's a really high price like there is in gold at the moment, and there's a lot of mines opening up around the country or ramping up production, that means that there's a lot of opportunity. So nobody's trying to move sideways. Everybody's trying to climb the ladder at the moment, which gives you your opportunity as an entry-level person to jump in as a nipper, a truck driver, a diamond driller, offsider, even on service crew or pace crew, and especially as an Agi driver. They're all viable options at the moment because there's that much demand out there. But they're not interested, if they've got to train you from scratch, it takes 2 to 3 months to train somebody from scratch. And that means that they go through a lot of people. If you want to put yourself in the best position to get a job, educate yourself to how it all works and go and get yourself a job. I know that was a little bit shorter today with the job hunt video. I just wanted to concentrate and give people the information on where the jobs are at the moment. Like I said, I see a lot of people getting a lot of misinformation out there. If you're trying to chase down a utility job or a bus driving job or something like that, there's a lot of people trying to chase those jobs at the moment, and they're all dead-end jobs because they don't lead to the next job that you want to go to. Unless you're getting trained in that area where you're going to go to the next job, it's really hard to move, and you just have to look at the poaching rules as well. So that's another thing. But I hope you found that information helpful, and if you've got any questions about the industry, please send them through. More than happy to answer them. And if you want to talk to somebody that knows how the industry works, the phone number's at the end of the video.